This is a story about angry white people. It's Valentine's Day of 2019, and instead of being treated with flowers or chocolates, I get the gift of seeing two of my favorite things married in the gaming world. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm a big fan of PewDiePie, and they also know that I'm a big fan of Magic the Gathering. It's rare for a day to go by that I don't play Magic the Gathering Arena. My YouTube and Twitch presence in Magic the Gathering is pretty small, but it is one of my favorite games, and I love talking about it, thinking about it, and I like being part of the community. Now, before all of this kerfuffle with PewDiePie went down, I was under the impression that the Magic the Gathering community was an accepting one that reaches out to people who need a community. Magic the Gathering has always been for the nerds, the people who don't fit in. They feel like they're outcast, and they find solace and they find community and fun and friendship through a very nerdy card game. However, when PewDiePie decided to play Magic the Gathering, and I should note here that PewDiePie didn't all of a sudden randomly decide to make one video on Magic the Gathering. He plays this pretty often, and you can tell that because he starts the video in gold ranked, and he has a lot of decks in his deck lists, so you can tell that he plays a lot, and it's actually a thing that he's been doing since he was a kid. This is something that he has never really, as far as I know, this is something that he doesn't really talk about very often. He doesn't play MTG Arena on stream or make videos about it or anything until now. As I was saying, when PewDiePie decides to play Magic the Gathering, all of a sudden, we're no longer an accepting community. It takes one glance through a Twitter thread to see that Magic the Gathering is, in reality, not as accepting or tolerant as it likes to say that it is. The tweet that really started the thread that got everybody riled up was from Saffron Olive, and he says, "On the PewDiePie thing, I've never watched his content apart from today's Magic video. I felt like he was pretty harsh with the mockery of his opponents, which was a turnoff for me and not something I find appealing in content. I hope he has a blast playing MTG Arena though." That's a pretty even-handed comment. As a fan of PewDiePie and someone who understands his humor of trolling and memery, the mockery and calling the game a game for virgins and calling his opponents a stupid dummy or whatever he said does not really offend me.
I'm playing Magic, the official game of virgins. Nice, good job. Thinking, what do I do? Oops. That's too bad. Well played though. Fucking idiot!
His jokes, of course, are not going to appeal to everyone, and that's fine. However, when you scroll through the replies, it gets far, far worse. Before I show you all these replies, I'd like to say that my first reaction to PewDiePie's video was A, excitement and enjoyment of the video itself, but secondly, my thought was, this is very, very good for Magic the Gathering. PewDiePie has a fan base, at least a subscriber base of 85 million people. Now, of course, not 85 million people are going to watch this particular video, but that does mean that this video about Magic the Gathering is going to appear on 85 million screens. Also, for a long time, Magic the Gathering has really been a niche game, and you can tell with the advent of MTG Arena that Wizards of the Coast really wants the game to be more accessible. They're trying to bring in a lot of new players and new viewers and turn the game into something that's easy to watch. And that's really what they've done with MTG Arena. And when I saw PewDiePie's video, I was thinking, wow, there's probably over 1 million people that have never played Magic the Gathering Arena, and they're watching this video, and that may be new players who then download MTG Arena and play. Whether they like it or not is another thing, but maybe they'll at least give it a try. For fans of the game and fans of Wizards of the Coast who want to see the company do well and continue to put out quality content, this is really, really exceptional, because the more people who are playing the game, the more money Wizards of the Coast brings in, and the more money they can put back into the game itself. It's a win-win, in my opinion. Secondly, for content creators whose content centers around Magic the Gathering, this kind of advertising is going to bring in a lot of new viewers to the game, people who are going to go on Twitch or go on YouTube seeking to find out more about the game and maybe find other content creators who are playing Magic the Gathering. So this is excellent for everyone else, not just for PewDiePie and not just for Wizards of the Coast. Now that I've said all of that, seeing the community's reaction to this video has actually made me very upset. I'm not going to summarize much of it for you, I'll just take you to the tweets I'm talking about. I hope he has zero fun and turns all of his bigoted viewers away from MTG. We don't want his douche fans. This comment implies first of all that PewDiePie doesn't play this game very often, when in fact it's something that he's done since childhood. Secondly, it implies that everyone who watches PewDiePie is some kind of racist or anti-Semite, and that those people, PewDiePie and his fans, are not welcome at all in the MTG community. Now this is one of the more spicy ones. PewDiePie directs his arena viewers to anti-Semitic YouTube channels in 5, 4, 3, 2. This one I can actually appreciate because it's kind of a clever comment and referring to the scandal he just went through recently, which, in my opinion, was basically BS. Now a reply to that says, "We gotta get WotC to ban him and put out a statement saying how they don't want nor need his audience to play his game. Not like Arena is important to the game's future." I can't tell if this comment is being sarcastic or not, because first of all, Arena is very important to the game's future. Arena is a step in the right direction for Wizards of the Coast, making the game more accessible to players who want to download the game for free and try it out without having to buy a bunch of cards that they're never going to use again. Secondly, suggesting that Wizards of the Coast ban him for doing absolutely nothing other than playing the game, it's totally ridiculous. This statement here just reflects the way people treat PewDiePie these days, and it's really frustrating just because he makes edgy content and some people think he is racist or anti-Semitic, and I'm not going to get into a big defense of him, but I very strongly disagree with people who think that. But it sounds like a lot of these people think that if Wizards of the Coast doesn't do something about it, doesn't stop the bogeyman PewDiePie from playing their game or making videos about it, then they're gonna leave the community because he's a member of it. And frankly, that is very upsetting to me. This guy here says, PewDiePie is garbage. Was he calling his opponents the gamer word? And then the response to this was, literally all he did was show a game where the opponent scooped immediately, complain about an opponent taking a while to keep his hand, spammed emotes, and he got to diamond rank. That's it. Now, I won't say that's completely it because he was kind of making fun of his opponent for playing Risk Factor when he shouldn't have, but I do that too. I'm a gamer who will sit behind my screen and call my opponent an idiot when I think they made a misplay. Probably everyone does that in their head, it's just that PewDiePie was doing it in front of millions of fans. Also, I'd like to read this comment, or this reply, because it reflects something that I've been thinking the whole time I just haven't gotten around to saying. I think the comments were good-natured to an extent and weren't serious in any way. This publicity for the game is extremely good, only good things will come from playing it. Absolutely king of the chicken nuggets. First of all, yes, the publicity for the game is very, very good, and only good things will come from playing it, absolutely. But I also think the comments were good-natured to an extent and weren't serious in any way. This is the kind of thing that PewDiePie probably says to his friends when they sit across the table from each other playing Paper Magic. He probably makes fun of them for playing a Virgin game, a game that he has grown up playing and still plays as an adult.
The official game of virgins.
He can go directly to hell. I hope he was miserable and never decides to play again. This is insane to me that someone would wish that someone playing their favorite game, maybe it's not their favorite game, but playing a game that a community they're a part of is centered around would not have a good time playing the game. That is absolutely disgusting. A lot of people that I've seen responding to this have actually been pretty even keel about it and made reasonable responses, but there's just so much ridiculousness wanting to ban PewDiePie, hoping he has a miserable time, telling his bigoted and racist fans to not play this game, that it really, really disgusted me. It kind of hurts me that this is a community that I'm part of, and that these are the people in it. Frankly, I'd rather have PewDiePie and his white, cisgendered male fans than the people who are saying that they can all go directly to hell. I think that's all I'm going to say about it. If you have a response to my video or a response to the situation in general, please leave a comment below. I'd love to have a dialogue about it. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you want to see more from me, hit subscribe. I will have more content coming soon. I know I've been slow because I've been working on a lot of different projects. Thanks for watching, and have a good night. Or good day. Good evening. Good morning.